Hey everyone, it's Casey, and today I'm guiding you through a mini Vinyasa flow class. The focus is going to be on balance, stabilizing muscles, but we're going to kind of incorporate the full body. So think about the core, the shoulders, the hips, the hamstrings, all the good stuff, squished into a small amount of time. 2 blocks is optional. You may or may not need them depending on your level of flexibility today. So this is available to all levels, but please take it at your own pace. I do have some spicy little variations thrown in there for you just for fun. If it feels good, take it. If not, don't worry. Let's come to a seated position, establish some breath. From wherever you are, lift the spine up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders. 3 deep breaths together. So exhale, let all of your breath out. First breath is just to clear. Slow inhale. Start to expand the belly. Lift the breath up into your rib cage and then expand all the way up into the chest and shoulders. Hold here. The entire torso is open in all directions. And then just open up your mouth and exhale, let everything out. Through the nose, slow breath in, gather the breath from the bottom. Let it rise and expand all the way up and around to the top. Hold the breath at the top. We're going to keep the breath through the nose and imagine a slight constriction down the back of the throat, giving the breath an audible sound. As you exhale, melt the breath all the way out. Now we're going to keep that constriction in the throat, ujjayi breath. Slow inhale, breathing from the bottom all the way up to the top like an ocean wave sound. Pausing, and then through the nose, same thing. Exhale, smoothly release the breath all the way out. Now just maintain your ujjayi breath, but soften it a bit here, a little more relaxed, a little less efforted. And then let's go ahead and blink open through the eyes. We're going to start moving through some seated cat-cow positions. So hands cup over the knees or onto the lap, wherever you are. Inhale, lift up through the chest, feel your sit bones drop back, full opening up into the ribs. And then exhale, round your chin to your chest, tail rounds under, curling through the spine, maybe even lean back into it. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up. Sit bones drop back, open up the ribs. And exhale, round. One more inhale. And one more exhale. We won't be here too long. Let's lift the spine up, cross right leg in front of the left if it's not there already. Real quick, inhale, arms lift up, spine lengthens, and exhale, just hinge forward, drop the hands to the ground, and walk yourself out as much as you'd like. So maybe that's staying more upright. Maybe your body allows you to hinge deeper. Try to hinge at the hips rather than curling your back. Lengthen the chest away from the hips as you come down. If you want a little movement, we're just going to take one breath. Slowly start to walk yourself all the way up. Hands drop back, feet to the floor, rock your knees side to side just for a moment. And then as you sit back up, left leg crosses in front of the right. Arms reach up, take a deep breath in, spine lengthens. And exhale, start to reach forward and down to the ground, leading through the chest as you hinge forward at the hips. Keep that heart extending away no matter how far you go. Maybe add a little bit of movement in there. Feel it out in your body. One more breath. Slowly walking yourself all the way back up, hands drop back. Feet to the floor, sway them side to side. Okay, one last little position or stretch from here as you sit up. Right arm reaches forward, thumb up, cross it over the chest. Left hand's gonna come in front of the arm and just gently start to pull it in. Keep the spine lifted. One more breath. Slowly release, roll the shoulders forward and up, And exhale, roll them all the way back and down. Let's reach left arm forward, thumb up, cross it over the chest as the right arm hooks in front, and start to pull it in. One more breath here. Slowly release, shoulders roll forward and up, spine tall, and then exhale, roll the shoulders all the way back and down. Let's make our way to a tabletop position, coming onto all fours, stacking hands and knees. We'll start with the left leg, just so you have a little visual here for the first side. Left leg kicks out to the left, directly out to the side, and then you're just gonna slowly start to sink forward and back. Start to melt, sinking into the hips, feeling that movement in the hip joint. Sink into it as much as it feels good. Maybe when you come forward, it feels good to walk the hands forward and let the hips kind of roll over and down. So you're getting that full range of motion. All right, hips back to center, hands walk back in, sweep the leg back, and bring yourself back into tabletop. Same exact thing, other side. Right leg kicks out to the right. Plant the foot, make adjustments, and then start to sink back and roll forward. And once again, just play with the variations. Maybe you only come forward and back just a little bit. Maybe the hands walk forward. Maybe you rainbow the hips all the way down to the ground. Another breath. Then hands walk back in, leg sweeps back, tabletop position. Spread the fingers out nice and wide, gripping into the ground. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, first one of this practice. Just then start to pedal out your legs, moving into this position, pressing weight back into the legs. Nice long spine, active cores. One more breath here. Nice. Now inhale, come up onto the toes, look towards the hands, and just go ahead and step or lightly hop, come towards the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your spine, maybe take a soft bend into the knees to find more length into your lower back. And exhale, fold, release all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And as you come all the way up, reach those arms up and over your head. Open up the chest. And exhale, take the hands to heart center. Forward fold, coming all the way down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Plant the hands. Exhale, step back, plank position. Let's hold here. Maybe find a little movement in the plank. Rolling over the wrists. Keep the core nice and tight. Pressing into the floor. Knees can also drop to the ground here. One more deep breath round. Now start to shift your body weight forward, maybe lower the knees if it feels good, and slowly come down to the ground, ribs and chest. Untuck the toes, maybe readjust your hands if needed, elbows in. We're going to do 2 rounds of cobra. Listen to your body. Inhale, lift your chest forward and up into the variation that feels good for this first round. And exhale, come right back down. Inhale, lift up through the chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take an extra breath here. Then inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, looking forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Feet together this time, or as closely as you'd like. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, forward fold, melting back in. You're gonna take a bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, drop the hips, and lengthen up through the arms. Really try to sit the hips back and down, lengthening the tail down to create length into the lower back. Weight is in the heels, not the toes. 2 more deep breaths. I want you to really test the limits here by sinking the hips down. Feel the core nice and strong. 1 more breath in. And exhale, forward fold, release all the way down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back from high plank to low plank, your variation. Inhale, lift your chest, forward and up, find your back bend, pressing to the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Please feel free to take rest as often as you'd like. One more breath here. Inhale, your right leg reaches up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Exhale, step forward between the hands. Make sure to get knees stacked over your ankle. Find balance between your feet here. Inhale, come all the way up, crescent lunge. So from your crescent lunge, bending into that front knee, making sure it's nice and stacked. Feel the reach all the way up through the spine, through the arms, the fingertips. All right, so from here, let's take the arms forward. Right arm is going to cross over the chest, left hand draws it in. Now, option here to stay, or for the arms, maybe hook your left elbow underneath the right, bending both of your elbows, hands up, backs of the hands can touch, or front of the palms for an eagle arm position. Okay, if that's not doing it, just keep pulling the right arm in. Let's take 2 more breaths. Then release where you are. Inhale, arms sweep up over your head. Exhale, warrior 2. You're going to open up the hips, open up the arms, reach them forward and back. As you sink into that front leg, equally press through both of your feet, lifting and supporting through the core. Let's gaze over that front hand. Just a few breaths. Sink in, feel that front thigh rolling open. Now inhale, straighten out the front leg. You're going to reach forward as far as you can. Right hand is going to set down, maybe to your shin, maybe to a block, maybe all the way down to the floor. Left hand reaches up, triangle position. I want you to really focus on lengthening that top hip back and feel the spine lengthen forward, and then open up the ribs and chest. 2 more breaths. Press that bottom hand down. Try to feel a lift out of that shoulder. Now, from wherever you are, look down for balance and stability. Inhale, come all the way up, reverse triangle. You're going to take the right hand up towards the ceiling, maybe slightly back. Left hand can rest at the back leg, or it can even weave around that lower back. 1 more breath. And let's exhale, cartwheel the hands down towards the ground. Pivot on your back foot. Okay. So from here, you might want to have blocks in front of you for your hands. You're going to come into a standing split. Back leg begins to lift up as you draw in towards a standing leg. So if you're having difficulty straightening the leg with your hands on the ground, take your hands to blocks instead. Lift the ground a little higher and then work from there. If you're having trouble with balance, walk your hands further forward and draw in from there, rather than walking in closer where it feels like all the balance is in that foot. We want to use the hands for stability as needed. 1 more breath. Now slowly lengthen the spine, heart lifts. You're going to come up onto the fingertips. Now here is another great option to use a block to get higher away from the ground. Keep lifting your chest, activate your core. And then as you lift, we're going to slowly try to lift one hand away from the ground or block. Maybe both, hands at heart center. Find a focal point. Slowly come all the way up to a standing position. Feel the left knee draw in towards the chest. Now, first option would be tree pose. You can open up the knee and set the foot to the right leg wherever it lands, okay? and then extend the arms out. Otherwise, we're going to take that left ankle and we're going to cross it over the right thigh. Figure 4, bending the right knee and letting the hips sink back and down. Hold here, whatever variation you're in. Hands can be at heart center, or you can extend the arms. Your choice. One more breath. Hands to heart center. Slowly stand if you're bent, knee to chest, and set the foot down. Whew, let's shake out those legs. If you have props in your way, set them out. All right, back to the top of the mat. Arms reach up, deep breath in. And exhale, hands to heart, forward fold, hands towards the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. And exhale, take your vinyasa down, back to downward dog. As you plant the hands, step or hop back, lower down. Inhale, we'll lift the chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. Alrighty, give yourself 2 extra breaths. And if you feel a lot of trapped heat in the body, open up your mouth, let it out. Also have the option of taking child's pose, sinking in and staying as long as you'd like. Otherwise, we're going to keep it moving from downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips. And exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Find balance between your 2 feet. Nice long spine. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Crescent lunge. Arms reaching over your head, sinking down into the legs. Stabilize, core is strong. Let's take the arms forward. Left arm crosses over the chest, right hand in front, pull it in. Same thing. You have the option of staying here, or hook the right elbow underneath the left, bending both of the elbows, hands up, either backs of hands touch or front of the palms, or once again, just keep pulling the left arm in. Let's take another breath. Release from wherever you are. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, warrior 2, open up. Back foot 90, arms stretching forward and back, sinking into the front leg. Feel that nice rotation through the hip as you open up that front thigh, gazing over the front hand. 2 more nice strong breaths here. Now let's inhale, straighten out that front leg, start to reach forward as far as you can, and then left hand drops down, maybe to your shin, a block, or down to the ground. Shoulders stay stacked, open up the ribs and chest, right hand reaches up, maybe your focal point follows. Deep breath, same thing, focus on the lengthening of the torso, right hip draws towards the back of the mat. 2 more strong breaths. Look down, find a focal point, strong active legs and core. Inhale, come all the way up, reverse your triangle. Reach the left hand high, maybe slightly back. Right hand can rest at the back leg for support or weave around the lower back. Now exhale, bend into the front knee as the hands come down. Pivot on the back foot. I like to slide the front foot forward, back a little bit so I have a little more space. If you want your blocks, grab your blocks, standing splits. Back leg lifts up, drawing in towards that standing leg as much as you can. Once again, make the modifications that work for you. Last breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Really come up onto the fingertips. Maybe use a block underneath the hands for more space. Core is active, try to lift one hand to heart, maybe both. From here, come all the way up to standing, right knee towards your chest. Open up the knee, either. We're gonna take tree pose, connecting that right foot to the left leg, wherever it lands. Maybe open up the arms, or slide the right ankle over the left thigh, and then from here, you're gonna bend into the left knee. Start to sink the hips back and down into your chair. It's okay to lose your balance. Maybe hands stay at heart. Maybe extend them out. 2 more strong breaths. Hands to heart. Come all the way up, knee towards chest. And then let's set the foot down, shake it out. Whew. Definitely getting a little sweat in. It is confirmed. All right, back to the top of the mat. Arms reach up, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart, forward fold, release towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, vinyasa. Flow your way back to downward dog. If you don't want to do the vinyasa, just go straight to downward dog here. Okay, we're going to do one last flow on both sides. So from here, just give yourself one more breath. Inhale. And then open up your mouth and let it out. Inhale the right leg up. From here, we're just going to exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Inhale, come all the way up, crescent lunge. Arms reach forward. Right arm crosses over the chest, or eagle arms with the right arm on top. One more breath. As you release, arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2, open up the hips, open up the arms. Inhale, let's straighten out that front leg, reaching forward. Exhale, triangle pose. Right hand lowers down, left hand high. One breath here. Looking down, stabilize. Inhale, reverse triangle, reaching all the way up and back. Open up the side body. Exhale, standing splits. Hands come down. Pivot. Maybe walk the front foot in slightly as the back leg lifts. Maybe grab your blocks. One breath. Now, inhale, lengthen the spine. Come up onto the fingertips. One hand to heart. Use block if needed. Both hands to heart. Slowly come all the way to standing. So you can either take tree pose again with that left leg. You can cross the ankle for figure 4 again. Or we're going to set up for full eagle. Left leg crosses over the right, thighs stacked. Then you can either use left foot like a kickstand, hover it, squeeze it in, or weave it behind the back of the calf. Then from here, arms forward, right arm over the left, or just pull the right arm in, eagle arms with the right arm on top. 2 more nice deep breaths. Now stay with me. Keep the arms. Inhale, come all the way up. Left knee to chest. Slowly extend the leg back. Warrior 3. Then we're going to open up into half moon as you release your arms. Right hand's going to set down either to a block or to the ground. Left hand to the left hip. Roll the hip open to stack on top of the right. Maybe left arm reaches up. Once again, if you're having trouble with straightening the standing leg, take a block underneath the hand. 1 more deep breath. Slowly lower the left hand down as you square the hips, knee towards chest, set the foot down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, maybe step forward. Vinyasa your way back to downward dog, or just skip it and go back to downward dog, not having to do all the fancy stuff in between if it doesn't feel good. All right, let's do the other side. Left leg up, inhale. And exhale, take a big step forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up. Reach the arms forward, left arm crosses, pull it in, or weave the right arm underneath, eagle arms. One more breath. As you release, arms up, inhale. Exhale, warrior two, open up the arms. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reaching forward and down, triangle pose. One extra breath. Looking down, inhale, reverse your triangle, reaching all the way up and open. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Pivot on your back foot, maybe walk the front foot in a little bit. Standing splits, just a breath. Lengthening the spine, come up onto the fingertips. One hand to heart, both hands to heart. Slowly come all the way up. Knee to chest. Either take tree pose, figure four, crossing the ankle, or cross the thighs. Bend the left knee. Sink in. Maybe kickstand with the right toes. Maybe hover, squeeze them in. Maybe they hook behind the back of the calf. Arms forward. Left arm can pull in, or hook right arm underneath, eagle arms. Few deep breaths, sink in. Keep the arms. Slowly stand. Feel the right knee pull to the chest. Kick the leg back. Warrior three. Stabilize as you release the arms. Left hand down to a block or to the ground. Right hand, right hip. Open up the hips. Stack right hip on top of left. Open up the ribs and chest. Maybe right arm reaches up. Half moon. Last deep breath. Right hand down. Square the hips. Bend your right knee. Set the foot down to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Take your final vinyasa. Flow your way back down into child's pose. Drop the knees, sink the hips to the heels. Relax your spine, relax your head. Once again, feel free to open up the mouth and just release some excess heat, tension, energy. Two more deep breaths. Slowly come forward, tabletop position. We're going to come into a seat and then slowly lower all the way down onto your back. From your back, hug your knees into your chest. Sway a little side to side. Alrighty. From here, you're gonna grab your knees, squeeze in as tightly as you possibly can, like a tight little ball. And then you're gonna release, let yourself melt all the way out into a quick shavasana. We're just gonna hold here for a few breaths. If you need it longer than a few breaths, just hit pause. Maybe give a sigh out through the mouth until you feel a little more calm and relaxed through the breath. And then inhale, slowly breathe through the belly, the ribs, the chest. Hold through the nose, exhale, empty out from the chest, the ribs, and out through the belly. Again, slow breath in, belly, ribs, chest. Hold. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Last one together. Slow breath in from the bottom to the top. Holding it briefly. Keep the breath smoothly through the nose. Exhale, top back down to the bottom. 3 relaxed breaths on your own. No effort, no control. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. Pull the knees to the chest and just roll over to either side. Use your top hand, pressing the ground away, to come all the way up into a seated position of your choosing. Spine up nice and tall, close your eyes, hands connect at your heart. Take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and just let it out. Thank your bodies for all that they do. And thank you for letting me guide you today. Namaste. Woo-wee. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. It got me nice and warm. I am sweating, as you can see here. Hopefully you liked it. It was probably challenging. It was definitely challenging for me. I was wobbling all over the place. But that's good. Working those stabilizing muscles, getting them stronger with time. So leave me a comment, a like, share with a friend, and I'll be seeing y'all soon. Thank you.